Hello everybody, Mr. Nahal here with another podcast, and today we will be looking into the amazing world of biology once again, but this time our focus is on ecology. So we'll be learning about some basic essentials for ecology like words, and then we'll also be talking about our main subject tonight, the invasive species in the Great Lakes region. Of course, that's where we live, and yeah, and that's what we'll be talking about. Our specific invasive species, you guys will see that in a second, and I think this is all exciting, especially in the end where we have an exciting interview from Mohamed elhabhab, who's provided us with this interview. But we're not gonna wait and waste time here. Let's go ahead and start into this amazing podcast and lesson today, guys. So here we have our invasive species that we'll be studying. We have the zebra mussel right here, and this is in the Great Lakes region. This is where we live, of course. And this is pretty bad, but we're not gonna get into it just yet. At the end, you'll see some graphs, and that's where we'll start talking about this little zebra mussel right here. And here we have some funny picture I actually found on Google. We have two men here with, I believe that's a gun or something, a harpoon, I'm not sure. Here, you probably watch the zebra mussel off the boat, because we don't want the zebra mussel coming in here, because it ends up making a couple animals extinct, or not even exactly animals, but, you know, bacteria and all that stuff extinct, and it's not very helpful for us. And here you have the zebra with muscles. I thought that was pretty funny. And anyway, let's get right into the lesson. So first, we're gonna get into some basic words of ecology, and the first word, of course, is gonna be ecology itself. Now, ecology is the basic branch of biology. It is the relationships between organisms. Another word is invasive species, which is our main topic of this podcast today, but I don't like to get off topic here, so let's continue on what we're focusing on. An invasive species is pretty much anything that is native to a specific location. So, for example, here we have a lion right here, and the lion here is native to Michigan. You never really see lions here. Of course, this can also be a plant or like even fungus, so it's pretty crazy. But again, a lion's a good example because we don't see lions here in Michigan. And yeah, so let's go ahead to the next word. Our next word is, oh yeah, biotic and abiotic. Yes, this is amazing. So biotic is anything that's living, really. Living can be anything like animals, plants, or even bacteria we have here. Look, I find this graph, and it's actually amazing. It has a lot of great sources here. Like we have crabs here. What is this? Bacteria. This might be in plants. And abiotics, anything that's really not living, that's in an ecosystem, like rocks or a pond. And yeah, that's pretty much biotic and abiotic. And that's the hardest things to learn. But let's go ahead and continue to the next word. So next we have the food chain and the food web. Now, I decided to give you guys both the food chain and the food web because, hey, I love my viewers, so I had to show them both of them so they understand them. So the food chain pretty much shows one specific set of energy being passed. So here you have the flower gaining energy, moving to the caterpillar, moving to the frog, which moves to the snake, and finally the owl. While here in the food web, we have multiple energies being shown how they cross around. So of course, simply the sun goes into the plant, like always. The plant goes to the grasshopper because the grasshopper eats up the plant. Then everything starts moving around. The owl will eat the hawk, which the hawk will eat the grasshopper, which the spider will also eat the grasshopper. The rat here will eat the spider. The weasel here will eat the spider, the rat. I mean, I'm sorry. And the owl will eat the weasel. So that's the food web. Pretty complex, but hey, it's simple to understand once you get the hang of it. Yeah. So let's go ahead and move on to our final word. And finally, we have trophic levels, which you see here on the screen, of course. These are levels of the ecosystem that compose of organisms that share the same functions in the food chain and have a neutral relationship to the primary source of energy. Now, I'm going to go ahead and explain that for you guys real quick. Pretty much what that is. Here you have photosynthesis, so we have photosynthesis here, which occurs here in this little trophic level diagram here. We also have soils and decomposers down here, but we're not going to talk about them right away here. So the plants here get the energy from the sun. Then, of course, they move to the herbivores, which are usually squirrels, birds, little bugs, and yeah. Then next they move to the carnivores, usually secondary consumers, or omnivores, which are like snakes and frogs and stuff, and yeah. And then finally it moves up to the top carnivores, which we have a fox up here, and these are the territory consumers. And that's pretty much what trophic levels is. Not too complicated once I explain it to you guys, isn't it? Now that we're done with our basic ecology words, let's get right into the invasive species of tonight, which is the zebra mussel, which is around here in lakes around us, the Great Lakes, of course. And here I have some graphs provided by my apprentice, Muddy. He actually gave me these, and I think they're pretty interesting. So here we have Lake Erie, which is labeled the Niagara River, the lake St. Clair and Detroit River, of course. And here we have the before the invasion of the zebra mussels and after the invasion. So before the invasion, of course, we are high up, zero zebra mussels right here. But zero mussels still right here. But after the invasion, this little red part starts to rise if you guys haven't noticed yet. And it's starting to cause a little problem. Of course, it goes back to zero here because we are working on game rhythm and it starts riding. Now, you might be wondering, what's so wrong about this zebra mussel, huh? Well, zebra mussel actually eats the plankton here in the Great Lakes, and the plankton can go extinct because nothing eats the zebra mussel back. There's nothing to stop it. It is native to Lake Michigan, and the plankton is gonna go extinct, and extinction is terrible. So we never want that at all, guys. We never do. So let me go ahead and move on to this graph here. So we have the native, unioid, and zebra mussels once again. So red is zebra mussels, unioid is sorry about that. Unioid mussels are blue. Now, anyway, we have the zebra mussels right here. Here it shows the year, and here it shows I'm guessing the density. I'm not sure. Anyway, so here we have the zebra mussels increasing while the unioid mussels at this point begin to decrease. Now, this is not really a good thing. You never want to usually see this unless like a native species is around, like I've been saying. So, but the zebra mussels decrease because we start working getting rid of them. We don't want them here. We want our plankton to stay. We want our unioid mussels to stay. Because nothing eats these things. Nothing does. So we have to kill them manually, of course. Because that's how invasive species work. So then the zebra mussels begins to grow. Because we get lazy, I guess. And then the unit mussel lowers. And from now then on, as you can see, 2001 and then on, the unit mussel stays low. But the zebra mussel stays going high. And the most recent year on this is 2009. Which is a while back. But it was pretty high up there. And it's pretty bad, guys. We really don't want these zebra mussels around here, but here we go. Let's go ahead and check out this exciting interview provided by Mohamed elhabhab here. Let's move on to him.
Good morning, fellow citizens of Crestwood High School. I am Mohamed elhabhab reporting live on the local zebra mussel. So, Mr. Zebra Mussel, what are you doing here?
Hello. Well, you see, I'm not really sure why I'm here. I just know that I got on the bottom of a boat and somehow I ended up here in the Great Lakes region. And I was thinking to myself, well, this is a really big problem. And then I realized how such a great ecosystem is here and that I could actually live here. So now, as many of you know, I live here in the Great Lakes region, and I've been destroying much of the ecosystem here.
What do you mean by a great ecosystem?
Well, why Michigan has such a great ecosystem for me is because I'm a primary and secondary consumer, meaning I eat producers and primary consumers. Producers that make energy from the sun, and I also eat the primary consumers that eat them, like zooplankton and stuff. So, why does that relate to me? It's because there are no secondary or tertiary consumers that eat meat. So I can get all the food I want here without anything trying to kill me.
So what are your plans for us Crestwood High School citizens?
Well, you see, I'm just one organism. But me and my population, or the group of my species, do have some plans for this place. Well, first of all, we already feasted on like half the community, or the other species in the area, and we pretty much destroyed them. And now we'll also start taking over the ecosystem, such as the abiotic factors and the biotic factors. We start controlling like the chlorophyll in the water, which is the abiotic factor. And then, after we get the ecosystems, we're going to get the whole Great Lakes biome. And then, one day, us zebra mussels will control the whole biosphere.
Well, you know what I think? I think you're an invasive species, and you make me sick.
Sick, huh? Well, that's probably the least of your problems.